It's a well-known fact that dogs love holidays.
Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, no matter what the holidays, we say, woof, bring it on. Since we're not all Cocker Spaniels with roots here in the USA, a lot of us have wonderful and interesting traditions from other parts of the world. Because no matter where you come from, chances are your holidays include lots of food and plenty of human distractions. That means we dogs can get away with loads of stuff during the holidays. We can jump on the bed, grab a drumstick or two off the counter and sneak out the door. And with all that family around during the holidays, we usually end up with a good belly rub no matter what. The holidays. It's a fine time of year. So throw the log on the fire, curl up under the tree, light a candle, and get ready to celebrate with the dogs. I'm a German Shepherd from Germany. There's a legend in Germany, where I'm from, that says animals speak to one another on Christmas Eve.
The legends also say the trees filled with fruit, mountains open up, are filled with gems, and church bells can be heard at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know if this is true, but I talked to other animals on Christmas Eve. I have lots of holiday memories because in Germany they start celebrating early on December 6th. On the night of December 6th, the kids used to leave a shoe or boot for St. Nicholas to fill with candy or twigs, depending on whether they've been good or bad. The hardest part for me was not chewing on the boots and shoes. Of course, I also remember the beautiful Christmas trees that would appear on Christmas Eve. The idea of Christmas trees as we think of them now started in Germany. There would also be plates of fruits, nuts, and chocolate. It was paradise except for the chocolate, which dogs can't eat. What dog wouldn't love a holiday like that?
You know the old saying, it's better to give than to receive. Well, we believe that absolutely. So here are a few ideas for some paw-made gifts.
In fact, some gifts don't even need to be made. They just need to be found. The stick, for example, is the finest gift that a dog can get.
Another good gift for the holidays is a rope bone. You can make one out of thick cotton rope. Just tie a knot in it. We love playing tug-of-war.
We also love feasting on holiday favorites such as gingerbread cats, Irish soda, bread, and doggy Christmas cookies.
I'm a Shih Tzu from China.
A few of my relatives have memories of Christmas in China. My great-grandfather used to talk about paper lanterns and trees of light-colored papers and chains and flowers. He would tell me stories about waiting for Dun Shi Lu Ren, Father Christmas, on Christmas Eve.
But what most of us with Chinese roots will always remember is the Chinese New Year.
When I was a pup, I used to spend the day under my bed because firecrackers were going off everywhere.
But to the celebration in honor of the Shih Tzu who have come before me, I couldn't wait for the celebration.
It doesn't matter where on earth you celebrate the holidays, there's one thing everyone has in common. There are certain times of the year when everyone seems to think about helping others.
Of course, there are ways to reach out to others all year long, but it seems like the holidays really get folks thinking.
Some dogs that are helpful are rescue dogs, guide dogs, search and recovery dogs, and sled dogs.
I'm a Shetland sheepdog from Scotland.
Being a Shetland sheepdog, I think fondly of old Scotland during the holidays.
Christmas is a rather quiet holiday back home, but I always think of it about Scotland at New Year's, or as we like to call it, Hogmanay.
That word comes from a very tasty oatcake that all the children eat on New Year's Eve, unless of course they have a clever dog nearby who gets it first.
I remember one year I first just set one foot in our neighbor's house. They made such fuss because of the tradition they called first footing.
You see, folks, in Scotland, we believe that the first to enter a home in the new year affects what kind of the luck people who live in that home will have in the coming year.
Strangers bring the best luck. Some believe a dark-haired stranger brings them better luck than a fair-haired stranger.
Personally, I think a Shetland sheepdog standing in your doorway at midnight on New Year's Eve is just about the luckiest thing in the world.
Don't forget that no matter what the holiday, your dog needs to stay safe and healthy. So keep in mind these holiday do's and don'ts.
Even though your holiday schedules can be crazy, don't forget that your dog needs exercise. A playful dog is a happy dog. So if you're in the gift-giving mood, get your best friend something that encourages play like a ball, a frisbee, or something to chew. Don't forget to include your dog in holiday photos. Poinsettias are beautiful decorations for your house, but they can be poisonous for us dogs to eat, so keep them away. Just because we like food, that doesn't mean we should eat every holiday treat in the house. Keep us on our regular diet and definitely no chocolate.
Good Joe from Switzerland and the Burmese Mountain Dog. Christmas back home in Switzerland is a lot like Christmas in the United States.
I remember all the December days, hectic with decorating and shopping and baking. Yum.
Christmas cookies are some of my happiest memories. I love eating butter cookies, cinnamon stars, and jam cookies. Of course, it was always fun to be in on the secret decorating of the tree so that the children could be surprised by Christkind on Christmas Eve.
Santa Claus does not deliver the gifts in Switzerland. Christkind does, just like in Germany.
In some parts of Switzerland, that doesn't happen until January 1st or even January 6th. Here's some tasty trivia for the season. The traditional Ukrainian Christmas is 12 courses. The youngest child in the family watches for the evening star to appear because then the feast can begin. A long time ago in England, the traditional Christmas dinner was the head of a pig prepared with mustard. Candy canes started as straight white sticks of sugar candy. A courier master had them bent to look like a shepherd's crook and gave them to children to keep them quiet during church. They became red-striped in the 1900s.
Merry Christmas, but most of all, Happy New Year from the Akita in Japan.
The most important thing I can tell you about Christmas in Japan is that Hotisha is our Santa. He has eyes in the back of his head.
That means he can really see you while you're sleeping and doing everything else too.
A lot of Western Christmases traditions have been adopted in Japan because Westerns are the ones who brought the idea of Christmas here.
Japanese people love to exchange gifts, so this idea caught on quickly. You can be sure you'll have some turkey on Christmas Day in Japan, and probably see evergreens and mistletoes too.
What I remember most, though, is the New Year. You've never seen a clean house until you spent New Year's Eve in Japan.
It's tough to be a shedding dog at this time of year. After the cleaning comes the decorating. Then all the people get dressed up, and the father leads the family through the house. The father also throws dried beans in the corners of the house to push out bad luck and welcome in the good.
Feliz Navidad from the Chihuahua in Mexico. Every Chihuahua knows that La Posadas means Christmas.
The holiday begins every year on December 16th and lasts for 9 days. Friends and families reenact the story of Mary and Joseph. Every night after dark, groups of family and friends playing the rules move from house to house. Each night they are turned away from houses. Finally, on the last night, Mary and Joseph are invited in and a great celebration begins. And that means one thing, piñatas. Of course, as a Chihuahua, I have always been too small to have any chance at breaking open the piñata. But being so close to the ground comes in handy. Once the piñata has been broken, then there is candy and toys for everyone. It's not hard to know when midnight arrives on Christmas Eve in Mexico, because fireworks explode everywhere. Bells ring and whistles blow too. Many people attend church, and then everyone sits down to a big traditional Mexican dinner. By the time Christmas Day actually arrives, things are pretty quiet. Christmas is celebrated in a lot of different places.
The giver of gifts has a lot of different names, and since us dogs are from all over the world, we would know.
In England, dogs such as the Bull Terrier, Beagle, Jack Russell Terrier, and Collie call him Father Christmas.
In France, the Papillon and French Bulldog called him Père Noël.
The Poodle, German Shepherd, Dachshund, and Rottweiler are German dogs and call him Christkind.
In Holland, he is Saint Nicholas to Dutch Shepherd, Dutch Decoy Spaniel, and Keeshond.
The Italian Greyhound calls him La Befana in Italy.
In Russia, he is known as Babushka to the Siberian Husky.
In Scandinavia, different Christmas gnomes bring the gifts to the Pomeranian and Icelandic sheepdog.
Pomeranian gets a visit from the old-time lads in Iceland. When you come from a place that is dark both day and night during the winter, where snow stretches as far as you can see and the northern lights dance across the sky, well, it's not hard to believe that a man dressed in red can fly across the sky pulled by reindeer.
In fact, I used to see reindeer all the time back home in Iceland. I never saw the flying kind, but they're very good at getting around on the ground too.
But the real fun started on the 12th of December. That's when the Yuletide lads would visit all the good little boys and girls and small fluffy dogs and even leave small gifts for them. Of course, you had to remember to put your shoes or booties on the windowsill at night.
For the 12 nights leading up to Christmas, we would get little gifts. Then the Yuletide lads would return to the mountains. According to the stories, that is where they would spend the rest of the year.
Dalmatian is for Yugoslavia. It is true I've spent a lot of great holidays at the firehouse, but I think way back I remember staying up all night on Christmas Eve with the humans to make sure the fire logs didn't go out. That would be bad.
I can also remember the children hoping they would get the gold coin that had been baked into the Christmas cake.
That was how it was back in Yugoslavia. The person who got the piece of cake with the coin in it would have good luck all year. But the most fun thing we had was the 2 Sundays before Christmas. First, we would celebrate Mother's Day by playing tricks from our moms. Then the next Sunday, we'd do the same things to our dads on Father's Day.
In Russia, the Huskies celebrate Christmas, Malanka, and New Year's. Here's how much we like St. Nicholas in Russia. Many Eastern Orthodox churches have been named after him, and Nicholas is one of the most popular names for Russia boys, even today.
I remember getting really hungry on Christmas Eve because all of my people fasted that day until after the church service on Christmas Eve. Then what they ate after that didn't have any meat in it, but they didn't seem to mind. In fact, they seemed to be having a party. They were all eating out of the same bowl, sometimes called kutya. That is a porridge made with wheat berries, honey, and poppy seeds. It symbolizes hope, happiness, success, and untroubled rest.
As a dog, I'd much rather eat meat. Some of my friends' families save their celebration for January 7th. In the old days, some to celebrate St. Nicholas Day. But no matter when it happens, children get gifts and people celebrate. As for Malanka, now that's a party. We used to get dressed up and go to big banquets and balls. Malanka is all about being merry, as in Merry Malanka.
Of course, there are many other holidays in the canine calendar.
Find that holiday spirit and have a happy holiday.
Ah, the holidays.